Alright, welcome to Accelerated Math. Find slopes from 2 points. There's only one slope from these 2 points. Anyway, I don't know why they plural it there. Make it plural. Alright, so find the slope of a line passing through these 2 points. And these 2 points is just x, y coordinates. And you know what? I could graph this, do a quick graph and go, okay, 4, -5, and 6, +9. Wow, okay. And I could count, if I did this on nice graph paper, and I count how much it goes up and over, because slope is defined as the how much it goes up versus how much it goes over, or commonly referred to as the rise over the run. Now the deal is that it can also be down and over. That would be a negative slope. And but anyway, that's what I'm looking for is, well, how much did it go up? Well, this coordinate down here was 4, -5. All right, and over here it was 6, 9. Well, how much did it go up? Well, look at this y variable. It went from -5. Look at the y variable over here. Went all the way up to 9. So it traveled from -5 up to +9. And so that was 5 units that had to go here and another 9 there. So that was 14 units in all. And the x variable showed that it went from 4 over to 6. Well, that just traveled 2 units. So it went up 14 and over 2. And but I want to be able to do that without graphing it. I don't want you to graph it. I want you to be able to do it with the formula, this rise over run. And let me show you what the formula is. I just want to give you a visual there about it. But the formula looks, let's move this out of the way a little bit. Alright, the formula is this. It starts with m, and m stands for slope. It's a commonly used variable in mathematics. M is for slope, and it's a division thing. As you know, we talked about it, so it's rise over run. But the way they show what rise over run is they do it like this. They go, you know what? Go get the y variable from the y coordinate from one of your things and subtract it from the other one. That tells you how much it goes up. Now you might say, well, which one do I go get? Well, look at this. I got an x and a y and an x and a y. Well, if I say, go get me that y, well, which one? You know, so what we do is we use a little sub notation, a little number down here, and we call this one y sub 1. And we call this one over here y sub 2. That's all those little numbers are. People get confused by those, but it's just a way of saying the first set of coordinates. So they call it x sub 1, y sub 1. That's the first set of coordinates. X sub 2, y sub 2. That's the second set of coordinates. And so the formula is, commonly listed in math books as y sub 2 minus y sub 1. And on the lowercase, or the run part of it, the horizontal distance, it's x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now you might see it listed as y sub 1 minus y sub 2 and y sub 1, x sub 1 minus x sub 2. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent with both of those. In other words, if you start with a 2 here, you need to start with a 2 down here. Alright, so let's go get it. So what I do is, number one, I go ahead and label these things, and then I plug them into this formula. So I've got 9 minus -5. Now watch out for all this negative stuff. Then I've got 6, that's x sub 2, minus x sub 1, which is 4. Okay. Now I'm going over here, and I want you to notice I got minus and negative. That, as you know, changes to this. There's that 14 we saw a minute ago. Now I got 6 minus 4. There's the 2. Of course, 14 divided by 2, or reduces to 7 over 1, which reduces to 7. So the slope on this one, after a long story, is 7. Alright, you can review that if you need to. Rewind it. Let's pull this one out, throw it in the trash can, and pull this one up here. Different set of coordinates, just get a little practice on it. Whoops, I need my pen. Alright, x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. The formula is slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And what's the common mistake? For people to have the x's on the top and the y's on the bottom. But it's rise over run, and the rise, or the up and down, is defined by the y variables. So I've got -6, I'm just plugging them in, -6 minus y sub 1, which is a 2. I got 4, positive 4, minus a -1. Watch out with all those signs, okay? as we did before, I got minus negative, that's really a plus. And over here, some people do this, they change this to a plus and that to a minus. Either way, it's negative 6 minus 2 or negative 6 plus negative 2. That's negative 8, right? And you can see this is where the problems are going to come in, is all these different signs. It's going to be easy to mix it up, so we just got negative 8/5 here, and that is one of our answers. Of course, they're going to have it with, you have the x on top. They're going to have it where probably goofed up on your subtraction or something like that, and maybe another one that was goofed up on its subtraction. Alright, just a couple more. I wanted to show you these are unique because watch what happens. X, Y, X, Y. Of course I got to put sub 1s, sub 2s. Let's do it. Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. Right, when I go to do this, 7 minus 7 of course is 0, and then down here I got plus, minus negative is a plus, 0 divided by 10. What is that? Well, let's grab our calculator. Don't forget you can do this stuff. Moving on into putting this in, and I get 0, because that can be a little bit confusing now. 0 divided by 10, you got $0 and you're going to divide it amongst your 10 friends. Your 10 friends are each going to get $0. So this one comes up to 0. Alright, and I put the dollar sign there. Alright, so this one is truly 0. They're trying to see if you're going to pick this undefined, and we'll see what that is. By the way, if I quickly plotted those points, -3, +7, and 7, 7, you'll notice when you draw a line between those two that you get this 0 slope or a flat line. Okay, so a slope of 0 is a flat line. Let's see what happens in this one. I plot these 2 points, and I get -8, +2, just a rough graphing of it, -8, -8. I'm getting a vertical line. Now, how would you define that steepness? Super steep, right? x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's look at it in the formula. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I've got -8 minus 2 over -8 minus -8. Watch those negative negatives. Okay, and then over here I can do it like this. So I got -10 over, well, -8 plus 8 is 0. Look at the calculator. I just want to show you this. When I do -10 divided by 0, I get a divide by 0 error. The calculator says you can't do that. You can't take -10 and divide it into 0 groups. I have no idea what to put in each group, and you're going to have a bunch of things left over. It just doesn't make mathematical sense. So dividing by 0 is considered an undefined slope. They just can't assign a number to it. It's almost like an infinity slope, so they call it an undefined slope. Alright, and watch those, because they're going to, they're always going to have that 0 available there, but it's not in this case. Alright, have fun with it.